6 months ago, I couldn't walk across the hospital room without stopping. Now I run every morning. I'm slow, tight chest, slightly breathless. And no, it's not the same running I used to do before surgery. But that's exactly the point. Cancer does not just remove tissues, it strips who you are. You go from capable to uncertain to incapable, from pavement to limited to being just in bed, from independent to needing help doing basic things like taking a shower. Nobody really talks about what happens after surgery. Not the scans, not the medications, not the appointments. The private war. The moment you realize your body no longer responds the way it used to. You stand up, you feel weaker than your memory. That messes with a man. Because part of you keeps comparing today's body to yesterday's identity. This comparison becomes dangerous because you start waiting to feel strong again, waiting to feel confident again, waiting for your lungs to feel normal.
Hi, I'm Cloud. I have lung cancer.
I'm fighting this the Stoic way. This channel is my way of defying this disease, a place to regroup and gather my strength. I'm gonna need you in my corner. Here we will thrive beyond cancer.
I truly pray that someday soon I can run again.
Meanwhile, days pass, weeks, months pass, and slowly, without realizing it, you become someone who only remembers movement instead of practicing it. That's how decline happens after cancer. It's quiet, it's insidious, it's never loud, it's never dramatic. Not through one catastrophic event, but through hesitation that's repeated every single day. My brother, tonight I share with you the stoic life lessons I've learned fighting through adversity. My illness. For me, it's cancer. This is where I had to make a decision. For me, not to become who I used to be, but to move forward with the body I have currently. So I started running again. Well, not really. Not fast, not impressively, just consistently. I started walking. I walked to the kitchen. I walked to the mailbox. I walked down the street. And then eventually, after all these consistencies, I can now run. It is slow. It is, I guess you could even say pathetic. But no, it is a sign of progress for me. One of the principles inside my recovery system is simple: progressive exposure. You rebuild capacity by meeting stress gradually, repeatedly, calmly, not through ego, but through discipline. So that becomes the mission. Walk first, and then jog, and then run, and then string more of those mornings together, one by one. No drama, no heroic comeback montage, just controlled exposure to discomfort, again and again and again. My runs now are slow, very slow, compared to before surgery. Before lung cancer, I could run a lot harder, a lot faster than this. Longer distances, faster paces, better lung. That version is gone. I used to run 4 miles every day or every other day, and I would do 10 to 12-mile long runs every Saturday. That used to be the old me. I cannot do that now. Perhaps eventually I can again. Because this version understands something the old version did not. Progress matters more than pride. No, I pay attention differently. I pay attention to different things, not the metrics, not how fast I run, not how much further I've been able to run. No, I pay closer attention to smaller things: breathing, heart rate, my recovery, my consistency. Some mornings I still feel the missing capacity. Absolutely. The breath gets shallow, real hard, as it did this morning, actually. And then I started getting and feeling anxious. And I had to go back to my stoic quotes and my stoic declarations to center myself again. So don't get me wrong. I am in the trenches as much as you are right now. My chest oftentimes still feels tight, especially around the surgical scar. My body reminds me what has happened to me. But I go anyway. I do it anyway. Not recklessly, not emotionally, but intentional and deliberate. That is what Stoic discipline is. It's not pretending suffering does not exist. Training yourself not to surrender because of it. Every morning becomes a vote. My shoes on, outside, moving forward. That's it. Day by day, act by deed. And when you repeat that long enough, often enough, your identity starts changing once more. Now, let me tell you the truth most people avoid. Rebuilding is humbling. You will feel frustrated, you will feel embarrassed, and you will even feel pathetic. You will compare constantly yourself to your old numbers, to the old version of you. You will continue to wonder if this slower version of you even counts, or even this slower version of you would ever recover again. But let me tell you, my brother, it does. Because virtue is not measured by speed, it is measured by conduct. Can you stay disciplined when nobody is applauding? Can you remain consistent while progress feels invisible? Can you keep moving without emotional reward? That is the test. That is the forge. Stoicism has taught me something cancer forced me to understand. Your body may lose capacity temporarily, but your character does not have to collapse with it. You can still choose discipline. You can still choose composure. You can still choose effort, even especially at half the speed. Because men who survive long wars learn this consistency is a greater power than intensity. Now the runs are starting to connect together for me. Mornings, more distance. There's slightly smoother breathing. It's happening little by little every day. And my confidence returns in a different form. It's not arrogance, it's trust that the body can adapt again. Trust that discipline still works. Trust that forward movement, even slow, forward movement is still a victory. The goal was never to become the man I was before surgery. The goal has become something stronger. Is to become the man who keeps moving forward anyway. If you made it this far, the next move is in the bio. The Blueprint for Healing and Mastery. 3 Pillars, 21 Principles. Recover the body, rebuild the mind, fortify the soul. Download it now. It's free. Then watch the next video in this playlist for healing and recovery. Stay in motion. Stay in the fight. Drop your hardest battle in the comments. I read everyone. Man to man, brother to brother. We are not dying on our knees.